What would you say to an organization that, is struggling to recruit board members because they're afraid of scaring off potential board members with this conversation of fundraising?
I think you're absolutely right. This is one of the things that comes up more than anything else. I don't want to be fundraising. That's not why I joined this board. And I think it's, first of all, with giving money, board members do need to understand that. I have a colleague who always used to describe it as board members are like the parents of an organization. And before you ask for money for your child, if you want a scholarship, perhaps for them to go to college, the federal government or whoever you're applying for the scholarship from, or if you're looking for tuition aid, they're going to ask, well, what's your circumstances? What are you as parents doing to support this child? People aren't going to give money if the parents aren't stepping up to the plate. And I think that's true in nonprofits. In fact, I live in the state of Nevada, and we have what I think is a perfect example of a community foundation in Northern Nevada. It's the Northern Nevada Community Foundation. And they do something that I just think every community foundation in every community should do. At National Philanthropy Day, which is run by AFP, they give a presentation. They give a little award. It's not much, it's maybe a certificate or something, but they give this award to every nonprofit in the community that has 100% board participation. And I think this is such a great way to encourage boards to realize how important their giving is. But as a foundation, they make it very clear when they give this award, and it's in a room full of hundreds of people from dozens or more than dozens probably of nonprofit organizations. And they make it clear that when they make decisions on who they're going to fund, they look at the organizations that have 100% board giving go to the top of the pile. The ones that don't usually don't get funded at all. And I think this is really a policy that's becoming more and more prevalent in foundations, but it's also becoming more prevalent with businesses and even individuals. And I know for me personally, when I'm asked to give to any charity, the first thing I do is I go to their annual report. I see if it's on the website, and I look at the list of board members, and I look at the list of donors. And if I don't see every board member in the donor list, I won't give to that organization, because my feeling as an individual is these are the people who should care more about that organization than anybody, maybe for the staff. And if they're not supporting it, is there a reason? Now, I think the big mistake, though, that people make is they come up with these minimum board contributions. And I have another colleague who likes to say that minimums become maximums. And it's so true that if in your job description you say all board members must give a minimum of $1,000 or $500 or $100 or $50,000, whatever is appropriate, people will look at that dollar amount. They do not look at the word minimum, I guarantee it. And some board members, first of all, will have to say no, because maybe they can't give $1,000. Let's use that. And other board members may say, well, gee, I was expecting to give $10,000, but the job description says a minimum of 1,000. So I guess that's what they're expecting. So I'll give them 1,000. So you lose out on both ends of the spectrum. Maybe there are some people who could contribute to your organization in other ways, but they just can't financially. So what I always recommend is that you have in your job description that you expect the board member to make your organization one of their top 2 or 3 charitable priorities. And that immediately gives them the message of, well, if I can afford to give $1,000 a year to charity overall, I'm going to give probably 350 or 500 to this charity, and then I'll divide it. You can't expect people to make your organization the only priority they have. They give to their church or synagogue, their mosque, they might give to their alma mater, they give to their a hospital perhaps. So you don't want to say all your charitable money. That's kind of greedy. But I
Right.
think stating it that way, it makes people realize, okay, well, what's reasonable for me? Is it $100? Is it $500? Is it $2,500? Is it
Mhm.
$50,000? Whatever is reasonable for them.